Log on to Instagram right now. Alright, I'm gonna figure out what the hell I'm doing wrong. Okay. Okay. There we go. I hate technology. Alright, welcome to Couple Having number 2 and Instagram. Look, I'm gonna try to only do 30 minutes because I want to finish up my game and I want to go to hell to bed. It's not like I got anything better to do. So this episode is called Nobody Likes a Truth Teller. So I'm going to openly tell you guys a lot about what happens when you tell the truth all the time. Damn the consequences. Because the consequences are bigger when you don't tell the truth versus the consequences when you do. There's still going to be some damn consequences, but I guess it depends on who you're dealing with. I'm going to be honest. If you tell me the truth, it saves us all a lot of problems. Alright? It saves us all a lot of problems. And people don't seem to understand it. For some reason, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm dumb. But you know, from the outside looking in, when you don't know a person's situation, you probably shouldn't cast stones, especially when they don't know your situation. But the thing about the truth is that it always comes out. So if you just be truthful from the jump, you'll have less things to deal with. Because you can go forward through the truth versus weaving a lie. Alright? Now, here's the thing. See how I can word this properly. Alright? If you've been following me for as long as you've been following me on Instagram as well as on YouTube, you know that my 20-year struggle into this acting business has not been a fun trek. It's been almost impossible. There are days when I wake up and I want to quit. There are nights when I roll over and cry and find out why am I not good enough for anyone to even take notice. And there's a lot of racism involved. I got off the phone with a friend who really didn't understand my situation because this person hasn't been in my life in 10 years. So their optimism is appreciated but not as equally known. Because see, again, when you're on the outside looking in, you don't know what someone's going through. And that's first thing you got to understand when you're talking to somebody. I lost a lot of followers for not being a Trump supporter on my Instagram page. And by a lot, I really only mean I lost like 2 people. Alright? I have 108 followers on Instagram. I have 108 followers on YouTube. I have 125 followers on TikTok. And I got just a little over 800 people here. So if I go any further, I thank all of you for the 3 platforms that allow me to come into your lives. Facebook, I have over 1,000 followers, and the funny thing about that, it upsets me a little bit, but at the same time, I don't have the right to be mad because you can't make someone like you. You can't make someone like your content. I would love to only do martial arts stuff. The problem with that is everybody and their mama get a little camera trick and now they're faster than me. You know, anybody can add ghost trails or whatever else you need and Dragon Ball Z zaps and shit to their stuff. My dumb ass can't do that because I'm not good with tech. But you know, the thing is, no matter what you do, truth is better than lie. Alright? My friend that I was discussing with, we were talking about how I don't have a lot of jobs. Alright? I'm going to bring it up. I've been fired from a few jobs for standing my ground. See, being a person of mixedness, I got fired from Burger King. It was completely racial. No. And this was years ago, but I still got fired from Burger King. I got fired from Browns because I refused to do more than brown nosing. Alright? For those who don't know what brown nosing is, because you're all into tech and not aware that brown nosing is where you reluctantly do what someone says because you want to save face and your job versus standing your damn ground. Well, 3 or 4 times I got in trouble at Browns. I earned that firing. When I got fired from Sears on my day off, I earned that firing. That was also racist. Oh, I guess I should probably bring that up while I'm here. Because, was it my early 20s? The movie Friday had came out. I got fired that exact weekend for some shit that happened back in November because they had a Thanksgiving party. And for those who don't know me, my background is Cherokee Indian, black, and white. I'm 1000% a mutt. Alright? I'm proud of my heritage. But I'm not going to let somebody stomp my face in and call me chief and deal with it as a grown man, where when I worked at Kegler's when I was 16 until 19, where I had to just deal with it because I didn't want to get fired. No, I really didn't want to get fired. I liked my job. However, again, when you tell the truth, it gets the hurt out of the way. Alright? If you tell the truth today, you hurt them today, it's done. They got it, they'll sleep better, and you can all move on. Alright? Versus finding out that you have a child 20 years from when you should have known that you have a child. That's some fucked up ass shit. Because not only did you fuck up that kid's life, but you fucked up that parent that could have been there for that child. Same concept. Alright? I'm fairly decent with my martial arts. If anybody asks me if I'm a badass, I'll say no. I hold my own. I made a video about that in case y'all missed it on Instagram. The problem is, I'm 5'3" and a half if you want to add that shit. Most people want to fight small guys. They don't run from me, they run at me. So if I have to fuck somebody up, that's on them. Understand that shit. Now don't think because I'm 5'3" that you're going to make sport out of me. It's not going to happen. If anything, I'm going to teach you something. When I make these martial art videos, I make them out of the hopes that, yeah, I get noticed. Yeah, more people will follow me. Yeah, people will want me to be in front of the camera and make good movies. Well, I've been at that for 20 years and I have failed successfully. Let's be honest. How many people do you see in martial art videos, if they're not making their own shit, aren't successful? Well, here's where that went wrong. I had my own shit. Some asshole in Alabama has my shit. They stole it from the guy who was supposed to put special effects in my shit, which is another reason why nobody knows who the fuck I am. 2021, I'm going to change that. Understand that. I do have a Scarlet Spider fan film ready to go. It's just not editing because this laptop that I'm using needs more memory. And I ain't got no dough. I understand how that works. You gotta have money to make money in some cases. It's hard when you got money. It's damn near impossible when you don't. I don't have money. So I'm not gonna lie about it. Yeah, I would love to fake it till I make it. But there's just one problem about faking it till you make it. That only works for people who actually have money to actually fake it until they make it. I have a piss poor attitude. I don't deny that. It's not an everyday thing, but you also haven't walked 15 steps in my shoes. You haven't grown up being bullied from kindergarten to college because of your height, because of your race, because you're ugly in the face. I posted a picture earlier about being burnt in the face. That happened between 06 and 07. Also back when I worked at Browns. But what happened was my overflow pan exploded. I still have the scar on this arm and this shoulder. Alright? So, I used to believe I was ugly. Because the girls I liked didn't like me. The girls that I wanted to be with didn't like me. They told me to my face, James, you're ugly. I let that shit get in my head and I believed it. And I never stopped believing it. Till this day I still believe it. But, after I burnt off my face, I'm happy with my ugly. See, a guy I follow posted a picture of a guy who was severely burnt, who survived, and he was dancing. Which is why I posted mine, to tell people to be grateful for the blessings. Now I healed up. I healed up real good. All of this shit is good. But it taught me a lesson. And the lesson was, other people will think that you're ugly. Fuck them. You need to love yourself because no one else is going to love you. That was the lesson. I learned how to love myself, and I'm good with who I am. A lot of people are not good with who I am and what I have to say, which goes back to the title of this. Nobody likes a truth teller. Well, you tell me what I'm doing wrong so I can fix it. But the matter of the truth is simply this. I suck at lying. So, yeah, I might be a good actor. I might not be a good actor. But we're never going to know because no one cares. No one's jumping to Kung Fu Havoc #2 to check out my martial art videos. So I got a lot more followers here on Instagram And I said, if you want to see me do acting, if you want to see me do more martial arts and these things right here, do not DM me because my dumbass doesn't know what that is. And if you do DM me, my dumbass wouldn't know how to respond. But if you leave a comment, I can accommodate, because I'm smart enough that I can read, You want to see me do stuff and this party starts here, supervillain mask, I don't have a problem doing that. As long as it's martial art related. Which is also, that's part of the costume that I used in my Scarlet Spider Secret fan film that hopefully will be up before 2021 is over. Just depends on how much money I can find to get memory from my stupid computer that I'm recording Kung Fu Havoc #2 on as we speak to pay the debt to get memory so I can format the stupid hard drive and move on with life. Now, I don't generally talk about religion on my Instagram, my YouTube, or my TikTok, Facebook, any other social media. And yes, I have a MySpace. I just don't remember the password. So as soon as I remember the password, I'll start doing more stuff there too. I might get blessed. You never know. The problem is, a lot of people don't like the truth. A lot of people can't handle the truth. A lot of people don't want to know the truth. This is where you fuck up. Alright? Because here's that thing about the truth. No matter how much you avoid it, no matter what you want to get out of it, you will get it. If you wait 20 years to get it, that's 20 years of your life that you've lost trying to figure something out. God knows that I don't want some kid at me being 47 to come to my house when I finally get my shit together and finally get married, get my own home, have a child or two wherever the Lord will take me on that, and have a kid that I've never seen before. I'm your child. I don't want that shit, because now I done missed 20 years out on being a father that I should have been, versus now I got an extra kid that I didn't know about. This shit happens all the time. People don't understand how this shit works because, as I say in many videos, we got the shutters on and we got our earplugs. So you got them like this, and then you got them like this. And why is that? Because denial is better than facing the truth. It's kind of like, I wrote a song. It was called Hell is Better Than Heartbreak. And I also wrote a song called Giving Up is Easier Than Giving In. Same concept. It's the truth. Giving up is a hell of a lot easier than giving in. But what's the hardest one is continuing that fight. I've been fighting for my acting career for 20 fucking years. The only shit I've done is my own shit. And the one time I get a chance, they get to fighting, I lose the job after learning the 619 for about 2.5 months. Now, the Rey Mysterio move for those who watch wrestling. So I got a little bit of experience. I'm very comfortable in front of the camera. I just can't get a job in front of the camera. And I try to be polite. I did a VIP Ignites 2 weeks ago. I did some other company on Friday the 13th of either November. Yeah, I think it was November. I don't know, whenever the hell the last Friday the 13th was, I went to the Days Inn, and I didn't even know it was an audition. I went in there thinking, okay, I'm going to get rejected anyway, so I'm just going to go here and try it. So, truth be told, I got rejected. I checked my email. I never got anything from them. Yes, I know how to check email. I'm still stupid, though. But I checked it, I didn't get invited to go to Lynchburg to the next thing they were having that Saturday and that Sunday. They were having some kind of Omega event, and I wasn't invited. Well, here's the thing. Every time that we've had a casting call come through Charlottesville, I have been told the same shit over and over and over. And when YouTube happened, and when the studio in Petersburg happened, with the Promise Hollywood East, my ass was on it. I was like, all right, cool. My acting career can still take off. I don't have to move to Wilmington, North Carolina, where they was filming Dawson's Creek at the time. I don't have to move all the way to LA, because this studio here in Petersburg, Virginia, promised us we were going to get acting jobs. Which meant they promised everybody but me. Because I went there that one time. I wasn't a SAG actor. They sent me on my way. They made me make a movie called Fallen Dragons. They didn't like it, and they didn't send the shit back. So they still have my VHS tape of Fallen Dragons. I'd love to have that back, by the way. But moving on from that. The more that I tell the truth, the more it has seemed to work against me as well as for me. It's like a catch-22. Alright? So this is why when I talk about certain people, I leave off names. You know, like my crush, I leave off names. Only my closest friends know who she is. Alright? And we're going to keep it that way. Because I don't want to mess this up in case the good Lord actually answers that one prayer, that I've been praying for besides my career to take off. But you never know. This is 2021. A new day is tomorrow. A lot can happen in 24 hours. A whole lot can happen in 24 hours. And we need to be aware of that. And the reason why people don't like a truth teller, the whole reason for this video, people don't like a truth teller because they don't want to accept the one thing that they can't change. Alright? I make a lot of videos on Kung Fu Havoc #2 about stupid shit like this. You can't change your race. You can't change your age. You can lie about it, but it's still going to show up somewhere. You can't change it, though. Now, if you want to play a character that's a certain age, you probably want to look the part, but you can't change your age. Alright? You can't do that. You can't change your race. Now, if you have enough money, and I state this honestly, if you have enough money, you can change your gender. If you're a dude and you want to be a chick, they have estrogen pills and you'll get double A's, B's, D's, whatever the fuck you want, and surgery is a miracle thing, and you can do that. And if that's your thing, more power to you. Alright? But the thing is that people don't like to tell the truth because people don't want to hear that shit. And people who don't want to hear that truth don't want to acknowledge that truth because they want to ride like this and like this, see no evil, hear no evil, but we're going to speak all the evil that we want to speak. So am I wrong for telling the truth? Because clearly nobody likes the truth. I like fighting. Do I go out and start fights? Fuck nah. Because that's not what I was taught to do. I was taught to defend myself and, if possible, protect others. That has also backfired in my favor as well. Back in high school, trying to protect somebody from a bully, because if him and I would have worked together, the 6-foot-plus bully would have never been taking nobody's lunch money. The motherfucker didn't get mine. Because I'm going to fight. You got to whoop my ass and take my shit. And that shit won't gonna happen. Because just because you bigger than me, don't mean you can't be killed. Alright? I know enough martial arts that I can completely incapacitate a person no matter what size they are. The human body will always be the world's most deadliest machine. And hell yeah, that came from Fatal Fury. You guys should check that cartoon out. All three of them. The problem is really simple. It's really, really simple. You have people who are more willing to live a lie versus live the truth. I'm not living my best life right now. I have not lived my best life in the last 10 years. But I have helped people who would much rather see me fail than succeed. So when y'all see me make videos and you hear me look back and say, I know you see those damn lights, which you probably can't see because Spider-Man's blocking it. But now you can see the damn lights, which goes back to nobody likes a truth teller. When I do this, I don't have money to go get a studio. I don't have money to rent a studio for a day. I make $281 a month from the military. And you know where that goes? It goes right back to the military. Because my dental insurance comes from the military. That takes a bulk of the money. My car insurance takes the other bulk of the money. And God bless Straight Talk. Because that's the cheapest bill I have. It's $47. I understand how that works. Now, granted, I don't have health insurance. I can't afford health insurance. I can't get arrested getting a job to get health insurance. Lots of places say, hey, you're a vet, James. Come on and apply for a job. And James will run to apply for that job. I have learned that when I do interviews, the only things I need to say is, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. How was your military career? I would prefer not to talk about it. But here's my dog tags, here's my cat card, here's my veteran card. That's all I need to give them. I have been known by many people and many friends who I thank for this information, because if I didn't know this shit, I would continue to do it. I have been known to give out way too much information. Do not tell them about martial arts. Do not tell them that you can draw. Do not tell them that you want to be an actor. Don't tell them none of that shit. Get the job. If they ask you once you get the job, feel free to tell them then. However, my dumbass didn't used to do that. Now my dumbass keeps my mouth shut other than yes ma'am, no ma'am, I can start Monday. See how that works out? That works a whole lot better than yes, my name is James Williams Jr. Yes, I am mixed. Yes, I am 5'3". No, I don't want to work the cash register. Yes, I want to do stock. There's a reason why I did that. Because that part's going to stay. That part about not doing the cash register, yes, I want to do stock. I had to strip on my job once for working a cash register at formerly the Regal downtown, now the Violet Crown. I'm sorry. I called it the Violet Crown because when I went to go see Deadpool when it first came out, there was some violence in the theater with 3 college cats and a Marine that was sitting beside me. So yeah, the Violet Crown. Anyway, long story short, when it was the Regal, the machine broke. Me and technology. This is when I knew that me and technology would never be friends. Somebody gave me a 50. The manager came in to open up the other machine because the machine was broke. That same manager made me take my motherfucking clothes off to my drawers and jump around to see if any money was going to fall. And the kicker on that was, I wasn't even wearing fucking pockets. We watched the video for my whole shift. I didn't get to go home that night until 2 a.m. because not only am I jumping around like a damn fool. Oh yeah, let me make it more realistic for y'all. So you got a guy telling you, get down to your boxers. Oh, I also had to take off my tank top. So I had to do that. And I had to do this. To see if money was going to fall. Because I wasn't wearing pants pockets. Then we watched the video. As I'm getting dressed, he cues up the video. And by the way, if you're still out there, this asshat looked like Gary Busey. But he wasn't Gary Busey. I forgot the fucker's name, but I called him Gary Busey my entire time working there. And if me getting in my boxer briefs offended y'all, I'm sorry. But you want to prove a point, reenact the shit. Works out. Anyway, so while I'm getting my clothes on, with no pockets by the way, a white shirt much like this, only long sleeve, with no pockets by the way. Now we're watching the video. Not one time did I bend down to put money in my socks because I wasn't wearing shoes and socks while jumping around in my boxers. Yeah. But he accused me of stealing. So I never got to work the usher part of taking in the tickets again. So the very next week, what do? They put me on another machine in front of everybody with cameras. And I lock up the machine again. This time it's the machine for somebody getting popcorn. And because I mentioned my religion, because I said God like 3 or 4 times, because I locked up the machine 3 or 4 times, I almost got fired. I literally almost got fired for bringing God on my job. Alright? It gets better. Because eventually I will get fired. I'm getting there. The guy that owned the place decided that he was going to promote our original manager. The only Asian woman working there, who was the only person that could relate to me, she got married. Her name was Kim. She left. The only other 2 dudes that worked there that I trust, Philip, he left. Gary Busey was the one in charge before the new manager came in and the daughter came in as the brand new manager, which would be the reason why I got fired. Because she was one big ass broad. And I don't mean she was just tall. She was big. Both ways. This way and that way. She's like an Amazon. She's at least 7 feet tall. And me and tall women have had problems all my life. That's why I got fired from Sears. She was an Amazon who was stealing. But they didn't fire her. They transferred her ass down to Stanton. They fired me on my day off. Back to the movie theater. So, I've always had some back problems until I joined the military, which kind of fixed my back. Because carrying 300 pounds will do that to you. Fixed my back, fucked up my hip. So, I get the new job with the boss lady's daughter or whatever the hell she is. And I'm talking about her because she made me clean the ceiling. And my back was hurting. And that wasn't in my job description. And I told her that my back was fucked up because I had a couple car wrecks. She didn't give a shit because she's the boss's kid. And you do what the boss's kids say. Well, I had to hang up the dossier. And this is why I earned that firing. I'm talking about this broad out of my ass. Don't know that she's coming around the corner. And right about the time that I called her a big fat B, which is one of the reasons why I stopped calling women bitches, she come around the corner. And she said, you got two options. You can quit right now, or you can give me your 2 weeks because your ass is about to be fired. I said, well, then I'm going to give you 2 weeks of hell. And I gave her 2 weeks of hell, and I was permanently fired from that position. Now, with the whole serious thing, this one I earned also, to get fired on my day off. I went on the warpath. Because at the time, I really didn't know about the truth of Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving was the only thing I had to my Native American heritage. So when they fucked the place up, I went the fuck off. I got fired. That's the long and short. But I got fired the same weekend that the movie Friday came out. The exact same damn weekend on a Sunday. I went to go see Friday on a Friday night. Come Sunday, I was out of a job. Now when I got fired from Burger King, pretty much the same shit. But then I stopped taking shit. And I started threatening people who started encroaching on me when it came to something racist or my height. Alright? Those things are something that short people are sensitive about. But when you've been picked on about your race for the majority of your life, that's some shit that you should be sensitive about. Because a racist is a racist is a fucking racist. Period. So, you don't like the truth. Well, let me tell you something. I have been chastised by my family for telling the truth. I have been put on the back burner by a few friends because I don't believe in telling lies. It's just not something that you should do. Because sooner rather than later, that's just going to come back. It's just going to come back. And when it comes back, the truth doesn't come back nice and soft like a flower. The truth comes back like a fucking hailstorm. If you weather the storm now, you get it over with. But what happens when you weather the storm and don't have your umbrella? You see where I'm going? Nobody likes a truth teller. Nobody. I don't like telling lies for the simple fact that I suck at it. No. If I don't know the answer, my answer is always, I don't know. There is no honest answer other than the words, I don't know. Because if you don't know, it's not a crime. Alright? It is not a crime to not know something. In fact, it's better if you don't know something to say you don't know. Because you don't know. It's not a lie. You don't know. It's not that bad. See, this is where pride comes in. Pride and shame. Don't be ashamed of not knowing an answer. You don't know it. You didn't make the question up, so how the hell are you going to know the answer? It's kind of like the riddle, Peter Piper, pick a peck of peppers. I still can't get that shit right. Y'all seen me mess it up. What's the other one? Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jump over a candlestick. No. Some of the things are easy. Some of the things are not. The fact that I don't know Peter Piper versus Jack be nimble is kind of the difference between the Three Little Pigs and the Billy Goat's Gruff. Alright? Both of them stories is really, really similar if you think about it. You got a wolf that's blowing down houses. He has a halitosis problem. And you have an ogre living over a bridge who's a bully. Now, we can excuse the ogre. Alright? Because if you've ever walked over a bridge and you just listen to the sound that shit makes, we don't know if that ogre was trying to sleep or not. Maybe that motherfucker works the night shift. It's not his fault that the goats got to go across the bridge to get the greener grass. It's kind of not their fault either. It is his fault if he chooses to go about it in an asinine way, which he does. But by the end, the big Billy Goat kills the ogre. Now that goddamn wolf, he was just a fucking menace. Straight up and down. He was a menace. You know? Guy got a house full of straw. Of course that shit ain't gonna last long. Blow his fucking house down. Guy's got a hob made of whatever the hell the other two houses was. The last house was brick, I know that much. This is where old age comes in. Anyway, the last house was made out of brick. He huffed and puffed and he couldn't blow the bitch down. But nobody knows what happened to the wolf. Maybe some bitch had asthma. But maybe he crawled off and died. Maybe he finally found a pack that he could run with. The point being made is you have to look at all sides when you evaluate shit. And finally, I'm going to end this with the most important thing. the most important thing, and this is where I piss everybody off. There is a scene in Labyrinth, which is why another reason why I have to make this scene, this done. In Labyrinth, there was a doorknob, and there was another doorknob, and one doorknob said that it always lies, and the other doorknob says that it always tells the truth. And I want you guys to go watch that movie Labyrinth with Jennifer Connelly to see what the fuck I'm talking about, because I don't have the rights to post that shit here. But she comes to the scene, and she does eventually pick the right door. Now, but if it's the same scene I'm thinking it is, there's like a worm on the wall where it says, well, if she would have went that way, she would have made it to the baby a little bit faster instead of running the clock, where the farting rocks and all that other shit. It's a really good movie. I seen it when I was a child. I still check it out every now and again. But the bottom line is, what is truth? Because this is the part that pisses you off. And I want you to remember this as long as you're breathing. I may lose a lot of followers for this, and that's okay. Truth, in essential, is point of view. Think about it. Truth is point of view. What I might see as good and righteous, you might see as evil. What you might see as evil, I might see as good as righteous. Or what you might see as good as righteous, I might see as evil. Y'all know what I was trying to say. I was trying to vice versa that shit. Truthfully, I'm totally fucking this up. But anyway, you get the gist. Truth is point of view. So, a lot of shows do mention things like that. If you're a Walking Dead fan, you know that they said that if they would have started using Negan's people versus Rick's people, then you wouldn't really be against Negan. You'd be more against Rick because you know what Negan's whole story was. But you don't. Which is why I said, what is truth? Truth, simply, is point of view. So I could be telling you the truth, and you can still believe it, or I could be telling you the truth, and you could be saying, well, James, you're the biggest fucking liar on the goddamn planet. But here's that thing. If you didn't walk in my shoes, you're not watching my life unfold like a TV show. I'm giving you asserts. So if you haven't walked in my life, or you haven't been affected by the things I've done in my life that were like getting jumped at Kegler's. Now, when I got jumped at Kegler's, everybody who worked there always thought my martial arts was bullshit. The one guy that kept picking on me about the shit was the one guy that watched me get jumped and beat up the guy. And then when I get down there, instead of, hey man, are you alright? It was, damn, you a badass. When you flipped that dude, and I'm thinking to myself, why the fuck didn't you come help me? It was two of them. No. And all he could go on about was how I flipped this dude and got ready to punch him. And he never, not one time, thought, I should come up there and help him. But what he thought of when I got down there was, damn, man, your shit is the shit. You's a bad motherfucker. Dude, I'm getting jumped on my job. Point of view. He didn't see it from where I stood. He saw it from his little world where he was down there flirting with some chicks. I'm taking out my trash, dumping it. These two white cats decide, hey, we're going to jump that guy because he knows karate. And this is my fault. I own it. The third guy that was with them was my friend, who I had been showing all him this Van Damme shit. I was jumping up and down, doing spin kicks. I asked for this shit. I literally asked for this shit. When I started showing off, without thinking, I'm jumping up and down, I'm doing jumping spin kicks, elbowing, kneeing, all kinds of shit. Showing this dude martial arts. Whole time, my head ain't never thought for a New York minute that he would go tell his friends, hey, it's this half-breed dude that's been doing all this martial arts stuff. Never did I think that shit. Never. So when I went to take the trash out, him and his two buddies and their girlfriends came up to the dumpster, and that's where I was attacked. Now, the parking lot was only loaded with like them, my co-worker who was talking to two hot blonde chicks. Could care two shits about me. While two tall white dudes was approaching me. And my friend. I was still his friend afterwards, because it wasn't his fault, and he did apologize. The girlfriend, she apologized. But the fact of the matter is, my co-worker, not one time, came up there to help me. 2-on-1. Now, when I flipped the guy, the other guy was done. He ain't want nothing to do with me after that shit, because he was the one talking all the shit. So, here's that thing about truth. It's point of view. We got a white guy who's telling guys how cool I was. What they were receiving was, oh, this little half-breed motherfucker thinks he's a badass. Let's go fuck him up. That's how I perceived it, they perceived it, because I never bothered them. I never bothered nobody on my job. I was dealing with enough because I had one white dude that would not start calling me Chief every day. Chief. That ain't my damn name. But I don't have the right to be mad about that, right? It's kind of racist. Hey, Chief. How you doing, Chief? What's up, Chief? No. If you're not Native American, you probably don't think that that's an insult. I'm not fully Native American. I don't need him throwing that shit in my face. But he didn't seem to get it. The more I begged him not to call me Chief, the more he called me Chief. Again, point of view. I don't think he thought I was black. I tried to explain that to him. Alright, Chief. Now back to the fight. When my co-worker saw that shit. You talking to two hot blonde chicks, you see your partner out here about to get fucked up. You still talking to the white chicks. And he was white also. He was a ginger. Never did I think that he would not have come up there. Because to be honest, I saw him. But, you know, I've never ever had a problem on my job before that night. Never. Ever. Usually when they had problems like that, they would get that big white guy and they would get the big black guy that worked in the back to de-escalate before we had to go get Almar County security to take care of shit. But there was always somebody that would throw somebody out the goddamn fucking bowling alley or whatever. Whenever there was like somebody who had too much to drink, they was escorted nice and politely until somebody tried to do something stupid. It's not easy to fight in those bowling shoes, by the way. You'd be amazed at the shit you see when you're a dishwasher. So, I got a ginger who's watching me getting jumped. Does nothing until I get back down there. And now all of a sudden, I'm not down Yellow LaRusso. I'm not Kung Fu Joe. Now I'm Bruce Lee. Because this guy just seen me fuck a dude up. But you seen me. And you didn't help me. And I'm your co-worker. What if I'd have been a woman? Would have been 3 dudes trying to rape me? Probably would have let that shit happen too. No. Again, point of view. No. And this is why I say nobody likes a truth teller. See, when you don't walk a mile in somebody's shoes, you can't pass judgment. And if you do walk beside that person, then you know they shit. You know, all my friends, not all of you lovely people here on Instagram and YouTube, not all of you, but all of my friends who have grown up with me, who has grown older with me, they know my shit. They know I stopped telling lies at 12 years old because I was lied to at 12 years old about child support. I went to the summer one time. I wanted this one toy. Just one toy. It cost $50. I think there was maybe 5 of us at the time. My mama has 7 kids and I'm number 2 of 7. My mama told me we ain't had the money. Yet my sisters and them was rocking Jordache everything. For those who don't know, Jordache was a name brand. I don't know if it still exists. Kind of like Pony and Puma. I don't know if they still exist. Well, Puma does exist because I'm wearing Puma drawers. Just thought about that. But as far as Pony, I don't know if they still exist. But I also don't know if Jordache exists because Jordache was for chicks. Chick jeans, I don't know if it exists either. But at that time, 12-year-old James wanted this Cobra Terra drum. 12-year-old James calls his dad a son of a bitch. And I have the greatest dad in the world when he was alive because, personally, if I had a child and they called me a son of a bitch, I'd whoop their ass from stem to stern. This belt would permanently know some skin. Alright? Because I would have beat my ass had I been my dad for calling him a son of a bitch. I actually called him a lying son of a bitch. I was trying to be nice. But I would have got my ass beat. My dad picked me up by the tuft of my neck. My feet never touched the ground until he placed me in front of a box. And in that box, receipts. Thousands of them. Child support receipts. That was the last day that I ever told a fucking lie. Might write some lies down on paper when I'm coming up with these stories like American Kono Weech or Love 13. It's all fantasy, so I can't really say it's a lie, but it's damn sure not the truth because I ain't never looked out my window and seen a goddamn unicorn. Alright? So, fantasy. Another thin line between fact and reality. And I say that because I believe in Bigfoot and Coyote the Trickster and the Thunderbird, which are Native American myths. Alright? For those who don't know. There is a thin line between a lie and the truth, and that thin line is called point of view. So after my dad explained to me that he was giving all this money to my mother and I wasn't getting a dime. No, just to get that out the way, I wasn't getting a dime. But I didn't know why. Now, I don't hold that against my mom because she broke it down and explained it. You know, that food that goes in your stomach, the not so expensive shoes you're wearing versus the shit your sisters are wearing. It's where that money's going. Because your ass gotta eat. And you have to live. So I can't hold that against her. But what I can hold against her was to her and every parent and every preacher who ever told a child, which is what I was told, parents can't lie to their children. That's the biggest fucking lie ever. You know, you should not lie to your children. Now this is where the difference between my mom's raising and my dad raising comes into my life. My dad, don't lie to me, son. It'll be a whole lot easier for you if you don't lie to me. I took his mantle. My mom, on the other hand, she doesn't have a problem with lies. I do. Now, I say that lovingly and respectfully with a little bit of tears building up. When you get lied to, it's not cool, man. It ain't cool. It ain't cool. It ain't cool. I have a policy with my nieces and nephews. You tell me a lie, I'm going to make you cry. You tell me the truth, I'm going to cut you loose. Because now I know. Now I have to deal with it. And I don't have to work to deal with it. You see what I'm saying? If somebody lies to you, you have to work to get to the truth. Tell me the truth. Hey, you done. We good. Because see, it might not be that bad where I got to whoop your ass. No. Oh, I broke my neighbor's window. Yeah. That's a problem. Now we got to tell your mom. Now what your mama do to you ain't got nothing to do with me because I ain't got no damn kids. But, you know, somebody got to pay for that window. Which, had you been doing the right thing in the first place, you wouldn't have broke the window. Yeah, I know. Accidents happen. Yes, they do. But see, an accident in your yard should not lead to your parents having to pay for some shit because you didn't own up to that shit. That, you know, 9 times out of 10, yo, it's a broken window. I'm going to go ahead and pay for the shit because you did it. And I got to pay for it because I'm your parent. But I'm going to tell you right now, you won't be playing with whatever the hell it was you were playing with to break our neighbor's window. Because I don't have money like that to keep shelling out something every time you break it. Same thing when you have a BB gun and you entrust it into a child who should not be fucking with a firearm in the first place. That's something that you should not do. But people aren't responsible. People don't want to be responsible. Same thing with being truthful. People don't want to tell the truth. See how those things run hand in hand? See, if you tell the truth and you're responsible, you got one less thing to worry about. So whenever my nieces or my nephews don't tell the truth, I say, see, now we got a problem. Now, I've gotten to them to where, hey, look, if you just tell me the truth, I'm going to deal with it the best way I know how to deal with it. But I am going to tell your parent. What happens to you after that is not on me. So if you get an ass whooping, well, maybe you shouldn't have done what you done in the first place. Now, not one time have I told my nieces and nephews that I'm not going to tell your parents. Now, there have been a few times where I have fucking forgotten to tell their parents. Okay, Ron, you know I'm talking to you. Anyway, bottom line, tell me the truth, you're going to walk free. You make me go find the truth, that's why you're going to get beat twice. You get beat twice because first you lied to me. Second, I had to go ask everybody. And everybody don't want to talk to me because most people don't like me. So now I got to get on their damn nerve. And I don't like them, so now I got to get on my own damn nerve to go find out some shit that you done that you shouldn't have been doing in the first damn place. See how that works? Fuels anger. Circle grows. Just tell the truth and get the shit over with. Yeah, you might get an ass whooping. Yeah, you might get grounded. But how long does that shit really last? Ass whooping? 2 minutes. Max. Grounding? Oh, God. When I got grounded for damn near months. 3 weeks is a whole fucking month. I know it's 4 weeks in a month, but 3 weeks, you might as well say you were grounded for the whole fucking month. No. Especially if you get grounded at the middle of the month. Then you're screwed. You get grounded the first day of the month, you got 29 more damn days. And them shit's gonna go by like that. The only time grounding sucks is when you can't go outside. Unless you're a house mouse. And now it really doesn't matter because y'all have technology. We didn't have this shit when I was a kid. We had G.I. Joe. So when I got grounded, it didn't bother me because I had G.I. Joe. Mama never took G.I. Joe's away. When I got my first Nintendo and got grounded, that sucked. Couldn't play no games. Took my shit and told me I couldn't play it. See how that works? Now I think if we take technologies from kids, they might shut down. They might fucking like start smoking out their ears and then never know. That's why you need to get outside, get into martial arts, study, do something, get fresh air. I want to end this on point of view. Because the point of view that you are going to have after this video is very important. Are you going to believe the shit that I say? Are you going to take it as a form of entertainment? Because it kind of is. Or are you going to sit there and say, damn, you know, James has made some valid points. And the reason why I'm talking about point of view is because I want you to look back on your life and think how many times has something went wrong for you, but it's really a point of view problem. You know, I'm not talking about like my racial incidences, but you know, I'm talking about in general. Like how many times has something gone wrong that you got in trouble for because your point of view wasn't like everybody else's. You know, the sky is blue, but you see the sky is gray. So you want to take your umbrella outside, everybody else got the sun. But here's the thing on that. This is where I defend the people with the umbrella who walk around in the sun. The sun does cause skin damage. The sun has a certain amount of UV rays that can fuck you up and age you faster. So if you want to be that odd kid with the umbrella walking in the sun, I'm all for you. Because if you do your research, that umbrella protects you from about 45% of those UV rays. Also, you got sunscreen. Yeah, go ahead. Judge me. It's Bananarama for kids. This is actually a gift from when I was filming one time, and it's actually expired, so I think it's expired. Oh yeah, she's expired. She's definitely expired. But I'll still find a use for it eventually. But you know, the thing is, right here, UV rays. Can y'all see that? I don't know if y'all can see that. But somewhere in here, it's got something about UV rays in protection. So, you know, plus for $5.29, you know, you couldn't beat it at the time. But now, that point of view, I want that to be your homework. Is some things that we see always good? Or is it always bad? Are the bad guys really bad guys when you read comic books? Think about that shit, because, you know, everybody gave Deadpool a hard time till Ryan Reynolds made him a movie star. Alright? Because, you know, everybody be sleeping on Magneto, but when you read Days of Future Past, you find out Magneto was a lot closer to right than wrong. Point of view is everything. And nobody likes a truth teller. Thank you guys for watching. It's past midnight. Thank you guys for letting me be here. I hope that I've taught you something. I really hope I taught you something. I could be wrong. No. Again, this could just be entertainment for you, and that's fine, because if I'm entertaining you, you'll want more. And if you want more, my followers will grow. And that's the truth. So, I want to give you more. Actually, that's why I asked if you want to see more of those things in action there. No. It's kind of up to you. Let me know. Because nobody likes a truth teller. Be seeing you. If I can find the cursor.